When it comes to productivity, there are many things that contribute. A good business strategy, investment in process, investment in infrastructure. But profoundly, workplace practices, employee engagement, seems to have a fundamental effect on the productive environment to create a high-performing business. The difference between a highly engaged workforce and one that isn't engaged can have a 20% difference or more in terms of the productivity actually generated by an individual business. We set up a group largely consisting of aerospace and defence companies to take a particular look at the workplace practices issue. We set up a team with BAE Systems, Airbus, Siemens and others. We have the TUC involved, the UK CES, and a number of interested and informed people who've been able to help us to pull together our learning experience. And it's been a real eye-opener. We've created 7 major case studies looking at small businesses and large businesses who have managed to create highly productive working environments. The Productivity Leadership Group focus on workplace practices actually unveiled a whole lot of really interesting things. We determined through our literature that there was indeed a very good correlation between high-performing businesses and employee engagement. And you kind of take that for read because it feels intuitively right. But when we looked at the practicalities of how you actually create that level of engagement in that high-performance workplace, we realised it was quite a complex and difficult environment to create. So we looked at the ingredients that actually led to success, and we found there were many factors that contributed to it. Some cultural, some in terms of leadership style, some in terms of how the new processes were piloted into the business and made to work over a period of time. We determined that a lot of this is to do with the leadership stance taken within a business. We recognise that we're asking a lot of our leaders to be able to create these high-performing working environments. And the best way to do that is to actually give people first-hand account of the experience of others, as it were learning from experience, which is how adults learn. So what we thought we'd do is to create a supported learning environment with some online resources, some academic input, but largely to open the doors of the businesses that have actually created those productive learning environments and to help them understand from people who have lived through that experience what it means at first hand. So through a series of interventions and creating what we have referred to as our Productivity Academy, we think we're actually able to transfer some of that best practice and the learning that goes with what it has taken to create those highly productive working environments. So what next? Well, we're actually going to set up that Productivity Academy. We're not going to wait, we're going to get on with it. It's actually in our interest to do so. And we're going to invite companies from our supply chains to actually experience it firsthand from some of the bigger companies and others who have experimented and had success with creating the highly productive working environments to actually share those lessons. We aim to set up the first cohort in autumn this year and actually get underway and start spreading that set of experiences and energising parts of the supply chain which could really benefit from this sort of approach.